My character on Orange is the New Black is Marisol Flaca Gonzalez, and to me, she's not stereotyped. It's so amazing and beautiful to play a character from Latin, descent that is not stereotyped in America. There was this girl in my job who would come in, but she would just be like this girl from New York and from Ecuador, and she had this accent, and she'd come in and she'd say, "Don't you mess with my man, my money, and my mama." And she would just say these funny things. She would drink a little tequila, a little bit too much. She doesn't drink anymore. And she would just say these funny things. And she had a crush on the manager. And I'll talk to the manager. And she's like, "I saw you talking to my man." I was like, "Yeah, he's showing me how to use the computer." And she's like, "Oh, well, did he say anything about me?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're so hilarious. I'm gonna play you on TV one day." I don't know if it's the power of the spoken word, but I started missing acting, and another girl from work, hooked me up with her manager. My first audition was for Flaca, and it was Feisty Latina, and all I can think of is the girl from work. So I imitated her in this audition for Flaca, and 2 weeks later I got the call. And literally, it was a day player. I did not know I was gonna continue to work on the show. I auditioned for this role. I'll tell you what it said, Feisty Latina, and again, I'm like, oh, here I go again. Feisty, what do you think feisty is? Spicy, sexy, hot, like hot-tempered, things that, stereotype, things that you don't really wanna do anymore. But again, I stereotype my friend. I'm like, I'm gonna play you on TV. But it wasn't even that, because she graduated college, it was just how we grew up. I channeled my friend in the audition, and I was told to wear no makeup, right? And again, you're in prison, of course you don't wear makeup or whatever. But I had to go back to what Melly told me, that I was pretty without it, to even have the courage to go to an audition with no makeup. And I did, and I was like, you know what, I want this again. It was this like little voice in my head that's been going on for a long time, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to it. And when I went in the room to see Jenny Houston, there was no one there, and I didn't even know who she was, and I thought she was too young to be the casting director, so I thought she was the assistant. And she did it, and she's like, that was good, can you do it like this? And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, that was good. And I'm like, oh, stop. You know what I mean? She directed me, like she's feeling this at this moment, She would I was like really, it was almost like, wow, like I felt in it. I just felt really in it. And I left, and I was in character, and I called my brother, he's my cousin, but we grew up, together, so he's my brother. And he was raised in Queens, and he has that accent, so he helped me a lot with my accent. And I was just feeling it. I was like, yo, bro, I think I got this, son. I think I got this. And like a taxi almost ran over me, and I was like, what the F? You gonna run over me, man? And I was just like crossing the street, taking a subway. And I was like, he's like, all right, sis, all right. Like he really does help me. He's actually gonna help me with another audition, the one that I was, the musical or whatever, because it's a New Yorker. And I was like, I need you. And believe it or not, Flaca, she's a New York Mexican, that accent is, I make it up, but she's a character. She listens to the Smiths, Erasure, like all these amazing 80s music, and then she speaks English fluently, she speaks Spanish, somebody that I connect with, and it's kind of amazing almost being that change in Hollywood, like being that one character that's Latina, that's not stereotyped. I've gotten so many emails, oh my God, she's just like me. I love, the Smiths. This is amazing to see someone just like me. And even like her style, her gothic, like black lipstick, she was just punk and just a kid growing up in America, you know what I mean? And that was me too. And I never saw that representation. So honestly, the first time I saw myself was Flaca. I didn't know how important it was to be, to break barriers or to be a role model. I didn't know that's what I wanted. Now that I'm telling my story in colleges and high schools and all that, I noticed how after I take pictures and I meet the kids and they tell me about themselves, and it's, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing to have the youth, come up to you and say, I never had someone that I could look up to, and like, I want to be a singer too, and an actress, and I'm watching you, and I could do it too, and it's really cool and beautiful to see that. And I didn't know how important it was, and it really is. It's important. I wish I had that. My mother was the one who told me I could do it, but not everyone has that, so maybe I can be that for someone. I did grow up with like all types of people, and that's what I feel that we need to show on screen, our people. That is why Orange is the New Black is so like popular, because we're seeing ourselves on television. Everyone has someone they connect with on, Orange. Yes, it's a show about prison, but we're still showing the human behind it.